Alright, Shalom, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, the bonds to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to my Akim, Wathwathium, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. In today's lesson, we're gonna go into. I don't even think I can just have. Okay, we'll just try this. All right. Today's lesson, we're gonna go into a couple of different topics. First topic, let me get this scripture out. Bear with me. All right. Or we want to go into defining, what is a nation, what's a people, or what does the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai classify as a nation. All right, we're using the scriptures. All right, so let's get that. Bear with me. Bear with me, Slakia. Slakia, bear with me. I'm trying to get this. All right. Slakia, basically, since I can't find it, all right, basically how it is, it's that Israel, we're not the Israelites because of where we live, all right? We are Israelites because of our bloodline, all right? All right, the Lord doesn't define us based on our geographical location, but it's by our bloodline, all right? So there's no what's the word called? There's no nationality, that's so-called black or white or American or whatever. Okay, if you go down the line, right? Black and white, those are just colors, all right? The true, whom the people call so-called black people are the Israelites, all right? Bear with me. Okay, yeah, I cannot find it. Slakia. Anyway, the main purpose, okay, is to understand that, no matter where you were born, no matter what you look like, all right, if you're father's bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you are an Israelite. All right. Let me actually get that to prove that point. All right. Let me get the scripture. Bear with me to be not the best. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their polls. Right? So, that's the thing. The Lord, our ethnicity is dictated by, the house of our fathers. What's our father's ethnicity? All right. So, for example, like take the two people that I always, go back to, Logic the rapper, Blake Griffin. All right. They look like so-called white men. All right. But because their fathers are so-called black men, all right, they would be considered Israelites, okay? They would be considered, our brothers, all right? Again, it's not, and that's something that that's commonplace for, even for Negro onlys to get confused, as well as, Esau in general, okay? Because Esau thinks that color is all that matters, or color is what dictates, not even just Esau, Slakia, but Babylonians, okay? When they hear us preaching the gospel, they say that, they think that we keep on saying that because of someone's dark skin, that's going to get that person saved. And no one ever said that, all right? You're not going to get saved, delivered, okay, because of the color of your skin, all right? That couldn't be far from the truth. Okay? A lot of times it's a lot easier to say, okay, this person is probably an Israelite by looking at their skin. But even then, we still have to take things from a spiritual perspective and understand that there are also some people like what's that one woman's name? Haley Ellis Rosh, and I believe Taraji P. Henson. I think not her. What's her name? That one woman that said she was a Jew, or her dad is a Jew or something. Tracy Ellis Ross from the show Blackish, all right, and Mixish. I think it is Taraji P. Henson. Okay, no, this is not. No, it's not. It's not Taraji P. Henson. What's that one woman's name? Not. Oh. Anyway, regardless, the point is, you have these people. Actually, let me actually show Tracy Ellis Ross and her father. Okay, so if you can see this, over here, this is her, and then that's her father. All right, her father is her father is a so-called Jewish man. All right. So she looks like a so-called black woman. All right, but in actuality, she would be considered an Amalekite or an Edomite, for lack of a better term, or just to oversimplify things. All right. So yes, with the whole your skin color is based, your skin color dictates, if you're an Israelite or not, then you have to, kind of respond and answer or it's like you address that. The woman that I just showed you who may look like she's a so-called black woman, but in actuality, okay, look at her father, all right? So, again, like that whole skin color is the determining factor on your ethnicity. That's just out the window, because that's off, it's wrong. In addition, the next thing, next topic is, the land thing. So there was this one girl that I had spoke to. She looks, quote unquote, looks like a so-called Asian woman, okay? And I asked her, hey, what is your ethnicity, okay? And she said she's Chinese, and I believe it was either one of the South American countries or Mexican. So she can speak Chinese, English, and Spanish, okay? Now, she was saying that she is Chinese and Hispanic, okay? Now I said, okay, what is your parents? What is your dad? Is your dad this? Is your mom that, or whatever? And she said, no, both my parents are Chinese, but I was born in Mexico and I'll just say Hispanic country. She was born in a Hispanic country, so then she was basically claiming Hispanic, or one of the Hispanic nations, as a result of her knowing Spanish and have grown up in a Hispanic, environment. Okay, so I, not wanting to start a conflict, I just ignored it. But the fact of the matter is that's a dumbass thing to say, because you're not, just because you speak someone. So if I was born in China, okay, I have a kid with another so-called black woman, all right, and we take our kid to China, and that kid learns Chinese. They know Chinese fluently and English fluently, okay? So now that kid is part Chinese because he was born and raised in China? No. And that's the thing. You may have the citizenship of whatever country you lived in, but that doesn't mean that you have the ethnicity of being in whatever country it is, all right? American is not an ethnicity. It's a nationality. It's a citizenship, okay? American, Canadian, Mexican, Chinese, citizenship, whatever. All those are citizenships that anyone of any race can obtain, all right? But that doesn't come out as, oh, this is my ethnicity, all right? That's not your genetic makeup, all right? Again, and Sluck it, this also goes into the fact that there's just so many people that are just not smart. Okay, they're dumb. All right, and I was even as I mentioned before. Okay, I read Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. All right, your pedigree is determined by the house of your father. So you are what your father is. Okay, so again, like I had previously mentioned before, just because Logic and Blake Griffin or Steph Curry, whatever, they come out looking like so-called white men, all right, it doesn't mean that they are. They are what their father was or is a so-called black man. So as a result, they are as well, okay? But again, like I said before, so many people are so dumb, they want to mix and mash a whole bunch of stuff and pick and choose what they want to be a part of or what they want to label themselves as, okay? And I'll admit, when I was a kid, I would used to try to do the same thing, all right? Because I used to be so ashamed of being a so-called black man, okay? And the thing is that was as a result. That was a result of Esau of Esau, basically painting the picture that you can only be cool, you can only be good, you can only be something positive, seen as positive if you are a so-called white man. Okay, you have a whole bunch of, like, in the early 2000s and shit. Okay, when I was a kid, what's it called? That where you have that one movie, fucking Baby Boy. You had all these Boys in the Hood and stuff like that, and all these like hoodlum-esque movies. And I couldn't. The thing is, I didn't watch them at the time because I was a kid, and probably my mom didn't let me see it because I guess adult themes. But the point of the matter is, like, even if I did, like, that's something that I could have related to, because I didn't partake or participate in gang activity and stuff like that, or not even just gang activity, but like, the whole hoodlum-esque activity. But that's one thing. Friday, I did watch Friday, good movie, all right, funny, and I'll have to say one thing that Friday did do, and also Slakia, I don't mean to get off topic, but that's the kind of the beauty of art and the beauty of what Jacob can do. Okay, they can take something, okay, the lifestyle of Jacob, of Israel, okay, and either make it into something funny like Friday, or make it into something serious like the end of Friday, or something like a life lesson like Baby Boy, and what's the other movie that I just mentioned? Boys in the Hood, and all this stuff. Okay, a bunch of inspirational, turn your life around, fix yourself up. Okay, and I've seen a lot of beauty in the art that Jacob is able to do. All right, and it's all through His will and power of YAHAWASHI and His. The Lord. Let me get that as well. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath He sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Also, let me also get this. Holy shit. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right? So, again, like, we are Slaki. Let me get one more Slaki. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Okay, so we are the salt of the earth. Okay, there's no one else that could compare to, or there's no other nation that can compare to the Israelites. Okay, even in our lowest estate, we're able to make and do the most amazing things. Okay, we have the best talent. Okay, because that's how the Lord made us out to be. All right, you don't get up much what's it called, like rhythm, fucking like, I guess the simplest term would be art. All right, because art encompasses like some sort of like art, drawing, music, video, cinematography, all right, and many more, okay? And that's the thing, like, the reality of it is Jacob is able to kind of like bring out the best in it, okay? That's why when you see a lot of these celebrities, all right, like me speaking as a man, all right, oh yeah, Slucket, not me, but there were some other brothers that were saying, you know, they believed through the Spirit that Bruce Lee was an Israelite, all right. Who else? Well, I think that's all I can remember, but basically they were saying that they believe Bruce Lee to be an Israelite because like he was just, you know, so extraordinary, so abnormal, all right, for lack of a better term, okay? He was out of the ordinary, okay? So you don't really see that type of uniqueness, I guess, from most, okay? But you do see, there are some few outliers, but of course there are in some cases, all right? And that's the thing, like, you have to see things spiritually, okay? Again, it falls back into, because we can't tell off the visuals, okay? We can't always tell off the visuals, or we should not rely on visual appearances to determine, you know, so if someone, and that's like it's another thing, like, you know, condemning or just cursing out a so-called white person, all right? As a matter of fact, one thing that happened, okay, when I was with some other brothers, all right, there's this one woman, okay, I'll just call her a woman for now. There's this one woman that had approached us in one of the earlier videos that we uploaded, all right, okay, and when she had approached us, throughout the entire time, I thought that she was an Edomite because she had a pale face, pale skin, and all that stuff like that, all right, and when we started inquiring and started talking, okay, then she revealed that, my dad was this, that, and the third, or whatever, and I believe it was either Native American or a so-called black, and then I was like, oh, okay, and then now I see that she's Israel. But again, it goes back in, like, and it is not it's not a simple thing. Saki, it is not a simple thing to just say that, okay, this person looks like an Edomite, I'm gonna curse them out, or I hate this person just because of how they look, okay? Because that is what Esau initially, a lot of Edomites do, okay? One thing that they will do is they will, you know, see one of us, all right, in the stores, they're probably gonna steal, they're gonna do this, keep an eye out him, mean mug him, and all this stuff like that, treat him like shit, all right? And, you know, that's Esau's lot. Okay, for us, we need to be sure that we're not cursing out another Israel. Okay, because if you just say, oh, get the fuck out of here, you fucking this, that, and the third, cracker ass, whatever, all right. And then in actuality, that was a diaspora, all right, but looked like one of the other nations, all right. And then you just keep them from, and if they could have gotten this truth, and you're keeping them away from it, all right, then you're gonna have to answer for that, all right. You're being mean to one of the potential, or you're trying to gatekeep from one of the potential elect, all right. You gotta watch out to who you're cursing out. Watch out to who you're disrespecting, all right. Like, you can't just say, oh, they look like this. All right, it's foolish to think that. All right. Now let me get these because I actually want to get into this. Oh, before I do, actually, I want to talk about quick thing because I made a lesson. I think just yesterday about how. I made a lesson just yesterday about how there was in South Korea there's this drug that makes people, men and women, just completely obedient. Like after they take it, they feel they have gaps in memory. They will just do whatever you say. Like they're completely obedient, and they and then what's it called? What's the last symptom? Basically, yeah, I think that's it. It just while they're under the drug, they are completely obedient, and afterwards they end up with gaps in their memory. They don't know what they did and all that stuff. Okay, so I had done a lesson on that, and I thought that's in South Korea. Okay, and it reminded me of, in Babylon, all right, or basically, where we're at today, how people are kind of, they're not under the effects of the drug, obviously, but they're kind of like willfully, not necessarily willfully, but they're kind of like that, already, in the sense that they don't really know, or they don't want to get informed, or they're unable to make decisions on their own, or make their own judgment calls on certain decisions, all right? And that happened with the whole, the C9, all right? The C9, the jab. They didn't know, okay, let me do the research myself, let me understand, is this something that I want to do? Do I want to make the, do I believe that the risks are correlate with the reward, all right? And the people that were smart enough to, go and do their own research, okay, they were demonized and called anti-jabbers, all right? They were called anti-jabbers by the sheep, because apparently, Slakia, apparently, people, they just said, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to go along with this. And I'm not going to do any research of my own. The government said to take it, I'm just going to take it, or whatever, and do it. And I'm just going to do what I'm told, just because that's what they said. All right? And again, like, we're getting to a point, we're drawing to a point where the masses of people, they aren't going to be capable of making their own decisions. So as a result, they're just going to be obedient, which is what Esau wants. Esau wants, because, okay, as a result of their future plans with the MLTB, all right, Esau wants people to take, and a lot of people now, even now, I want to say a lot of people back then, like 5-10 years ago, mainly 10 years ago, I'll say, would have said, oh hell no, I'm not taking no injection to lethal what's it called? In the Boondocks, lethal interjection, okay? That's the word I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna take no lethal interjection in my hand or in my forehead, okay? As pertaining to Revelation chapter 13, all right? I'm not gonna take the Revelation 13 lethal interjection, okay? A lot of people were saying that, but now a lot of people more people compared to back then are willing to take it now, okay? And in addition to that, all right, it's only gonna, that number of people that's gonna be willing to do it is only gonna increase, because people are becoming less and less aware of, being able, or not just less aware of, less willing to research and work out the pros and cons of a decision on their own. They just want, okay, you know what? I pick you to lead me, to tell me what is right and what's wrong, and I don't want to think about it. I'm just gonna follow after you. And if anyone goes against you, I'm gonna demonize them. And again, that's what happened with the jab, and that's what's gonna happen down the line. All right, down the line with the MLTB. I say that because, okay, one thing is researching, it's quote unquote a lot of work, and with that, which I can say, you know, having to have done school projects, college papers, fucking what's the other one? And basically research on my own. Basically research on my own in order to make, you know, certain stuff, okay? Because, you know, just to make certain stuff, okay? It can seem like a lot of work, and a lot of people, they don't like to do a lot of reading, all right? They want stuff, you know, handed to them, or say, oh, just give me the summary or the TLDR, okay? You know, that's a common thing. When people make, you have a lot of these accusations, okay, online in a less serious matter, okay? People just want a condensed version instead of the details in order to make their own judgment call, all right? And also we also have you know, TikTok to thank for that as well as you know, YouTube Shorts or whatever, these types of you know, 1 minute, 2 second entertainment dopamine type shit people use today, all right? People are so used to either from like TikTok, for example. I cannot not go to TikTok, all right? So TikTok, for example, you know, it gives you a 1 minute education, 1 minute entertainment, 1 minute whatever, okay, 1 minute news, okay, and people is like, okay, well, yeah, I get it. Now I know this situation, or I'm super informed. Whatever this person said, I'm just gonna take the general thing, and fuck the details, all right? So people could say, oh, what's it called? Man punches girlfriend, okay, and then they get the TikTok version of it, which is, okay, man just punches his girlfriend, and then in actuality, the details of it was his girlfriend had stabbed him 50 times or whatever, and the man, the boyfriend, whatever, was trying to defend himself and run away. But because they only got the TikTok version, which only gave the surface level or one side or whatever, okay, then they're not gonna know the full details of why, how, what led up to it, and stuff like that, okay? And again, like this is Babylon today, okay? This goes to show just how far. Actually, let me get that as a matter of fact. In 2nd Ezra, I believe, chapter 14. Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. All right. So the world overall, the world has gotten weaker. Okay. Well, you also see with which also I did a video on that as well. You know how you know, men aren't acting like men anymore. They're weak, they're effeminate and stuff like that. Okay? But then you're gonna have the draft, okay, for people, not just men, but women too, to go and fight in the war with Russia, Ukraine, fucking China, whoever, okay? And as a result of it, you're gonna have a bunch of weak, effeminate men, you know, with guns and mentally unstable people as well. All right. And you know, as a result, okay. Fuck it. As a result, yeah, you got an unreliable generation. All right, I guess that's the proper term. An unreliable generation of, you know, people, of not just men, but people in general that are willing to do wicked things in order to get ahead. That they aren't as smart, they aren't as independent, they aren't as strong or willing to do anything compared to before. All right, where there was a strong sense of, you know, I guess masculinity. I'll say 10, 20 years ago, if not more. Okay, or just for oversimplification's sake, 50 years ago. All right, it was a lot more common, or a lot easier to say that there was a lot more men that were more, you know, masculine 50 years ago. All right, compared to now. Okay, and that's one of the problems as time is going on in Babylon, more specifically. Okay, as well as the fact that Babylon is influencing, you know, not just the people in not just the people, but the inhabitants in Babylon, but the people all around the world. Okay, people are being influenced and acting the part of what the world famous Esau wants for the thing. Taking the morality, the mindset, all right, of Esau Edom and adopting it into their cultures and customs, okay? Which is another thing. That's what a brother had mentioned before, all right? You know, people want to pick and choose what they want to believe in. They want to pick and choose what they think is right, all right? Which you have, you know, these Muslim women that live in Babylon, okay, that they either wear hijab, they either half wear hijab or some shit like that, and then they say, okay, yeah, I'm a Muslim, I don't pray 5 times a day, yes, we exist. Or I'm a Muslim, I don't believe in Prophet Muhammad, whatever, yes, we exist. And, you know, that's another thing, that was a trend. That was a trend. That was a trend that the people were doing, that they were making fun of people that were acting like that. There was someone that said, I thought this was funny, okay? They said, yes, I'm gay, yes, I don't like men, yes, we exist. Like, it's a complete contradiction. You're either a Muslim and you follow after the Quran, all right, or you're not, okay? It's either you take the full thing of whatever you claim, or you're not. It's like you're not saying you can't. A religion isn't like I want to pick and choose, or I'm half Muslim, half Christian. That's not how things are. Maybe in ethnicity, sure, you can say, okay, my mom is white, my dad is black, so as a result, I did some white things, I did some black things, you know, or better, or more serious, or more commonly, I guess. My dad is so-called white, so we celebrate Christmas, and my mom is Chinese, so we also celebrate the Chinese New Year and that type of stuff. Okay, so that's culture within an ethnicity, but it's not a religion. Like for a religion, like people want to say, oh, I'm a Christian, but then well, actually, honestly, Christian has gotten to a point where it's like that's just like a joke, honestly, because Christians they don't really believe, all they believe in is, oh yeah, we believe in the God. You might as well be agnostic, where they just say, oh, I believe in the God, but like I don't, that's it, like that, there's nothing else. Okay, but like you believe in the God, then what? Like you're just supposed to do nothing, all right? And it also it kind of double more for, you know, Islam, okay? And don't even get me started on Israelites, all right? If you're an Israelite, you can't pick and choose what laws, statutes, and commandments you can follow. You gotta follow all of them to the best of your ability, all right? Obviously, there are going to be some instances where we fall short, okay? But but for the most part, we do what we can. All right. Also, let me get into these other topics I had written down. Okay, yeah, so there was Kenya, all right? Saki, this is a news report. Okay, Kenya is starting to implement their digital ID, okay? So that's going to be the new norm. I think they said not necessarily kids today, or newborn kids, I believe, starting in 2024 or the end of 2024, all right, they're gonna get some sort of digital ID as their thing. But for anyone 18 and older, I believe that's the age, that's the cutoff age. That's gonna be the new standard for Kenya, all right. So if again, like this is, it all starts somewhere, all right, but it's also coming to a Babylon near you, all right? America is gonna do it, you know, Canada, fucking Mexico, hopefully not Mexico, but just basically, you know, it's coming to us too, all right? We're gonna have to deal with that stuff. But the thing is, are you going to go along with it, all right? Or are you gonna have faith that the Lord's gonna provide for you, all right? Let me actually get that. Luke 12, verse 20. Luke 12, verse 20. But Yahweh said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich toward Yahweh. And he said unto his disciples, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Verse 24, consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and Yahweh feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? Okay? So just because it seems like you're not going to be able to get food the same way that you've been getting it, like, you know, going to the store and whatnot, okay, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you're going to go hungry, you're going to starve, okay? You might starve momentarily, but the Lord's going to provide. The Lord's going to look out for you, all right? The same way the Lord provided for, you know, what the fuck's with all these? Anyway, who cares? Anyway, the same way the Lord provided for, you know, his prophets, okay? He made a way for his prophets. The Lord's going to make a way for us, all right? And we have to have faith that the Lord will, in fact, do so, okay? You can't just go and say, oh my God, I'm hungry. Let me go get that MOTV so I can go get a bacon cheeseburger and whatnot, all right? We also get, that's another thing. Another thing that I noticed was how people, they're starting to hate the police a lot more, okay? Let me get this. What's the term? First of all, Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Okay, so wisdom and knowledge, okay, this gospel is going to be what protects us in our time of trouble, all right? When we don't have food, when, times get rough, we need the Lord. We need to remember the Lord all throughout, okay? And we also get iniquities. Bear with me, Slakia. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? So, as evil is growing in the earth, okay, the love of many shall wax cold. And, the love of, not necessarily the love, okay, but the hatred for one another, okay, only wanting, oh yeah, it's all about me, this and the third, let's watch out, I gotta look out for number one, all right? And we see that with how, actually, another precept, Slakia. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? So there's going to be, sedition, there's going to be animosity, growing amongst one another, which we can already see, with how Esau, which is funnily enough, Esau, not Jacob, okay? So the so-called white man, when the so-called white citizen, all right, they have a hard time, submitting to the police, okay? Because they think that the police are out to get them, all right? So they're already kind of like getting ready for, war with them, all right? They're already trying to, kind of getting ready for a war with them, all right? And just like honestly, nobody fucks with the police right now, all right? Most people do not mess with the police, okay? Not outside of just Jacob, which is funny because they were set up to keep Jacob down and to come after and target Jacob, all right? But now you got the people that they are actually out to protect, Esau, Edom, hating them and wanting and basically giving being mean as fuck to them, okay? Giving them attitude just for the heck of it, all right? Even Esau is cautious of his own people, all right? It really does go to show, just how closer and closer we're getting to the end, all right? Because very soon, there's gonna be a race war. Then there's gonna be, people looking out for themselves and their own families. Okay, so now I gotta look out for my family and whatnot. Okay, they're not gonna trust one another. Okay, they're not gonna be as friendly and community loving as they used to be. All right. And you can see that, you can see how they act like with in any type of zombie apocalypse, post-apocalyptic movie. All right, movies, video games like The Last of Us. All right, that's literally like the only thing that I can think of right now. All right, like no one trusts anyone. All right, because they think, someone's gonna, they know that there's gonna be other people that's gonna betray them. All right, and again, like it's a very wild thing to me. All right, that Esau doesn't trust his own authority. Okay, it's very crazy. It's very wild to me. All right, but oh well. It's just, that doesn't really do much or matter to us. Aside from that, now we could potentially get hit in the crossfire from their fightings. All right, they're infighting. Next, let's see what else we got on the list. We have it's like we're almost running out of things. But okay, so people are under a strong delusion, and they don't like when people bring out facts. So this was a very big issue. Okay, not just during the jab, but just today. Okay, people hate when you bring out facts and when you actually try to argue against a point. If you bring up a reasonable question, if you bring up a reasonable concern, okay, they just tell you, oh no, this is better. Stop thinking, stop talking, and whatnot. Okay, which honestly, that's a very big thing. And going back into the whole, the South Korean drug that makes people obedient. Okay. Slovakia. As I was saying, the thing that makes people obedient, okay, people are starting to get more and more obedient, and that's a clearly a strong delusion. It is, it kind of is like a drug, honestly. All right, the drug of ignorance or wanting to stay ignorant, willful ignorance. All right, not wanting to educate yourself, and the thing is, let me get that as a matter of fact. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 18, Slovakia. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Slovakia. He that increaseth, for much grief is much wisdom and knowledge. So the thing is, a lot of people, they want to stay in ignorance because, as the saying goes, ignorance is bliss. Okay, they don't want to have to go through the hardships of, facing reality, going out, having to deal with certain hardships or tough realities, all right, which I can understand that, but at the same time it doesn't change the fact that we have to accept it, acknowledge, and face it. Okay, Esau would rather, or not Esau, but Babylonians would rather ignore a problem and let it get to become too much than face things head on. All right. And that's the sad part about it. It's the sad part about it. It goes back into the fact that people now, or this current generation, of people are weak. Okay, they get too scared to want to face reality and have to deal with certain issues. All right. Alright, so as I was saying, they get scared. They don't want to have to deal with any types of, real life problems or issues or whatever, or address it. Okay, and the fact of the matter is things have only gotten worse. Alright, it's getting harder and harder to ignore certain things. Alright, and we can't ignore these. We can't ignore these things. All right? We have to acknowledge them. Not only acknowledge them, but face them. All right? And the funny part is for us that are in this truth, all right? Acknowledging it is acknowledging and facing it, okay? Like, for example, Jacob's trouble, okay? No matter how bad things are going to get, we know that after it's done, okay, there's a reward for having gone through it. There's a reward winning it. There's a rainbow at the end of the storm, or whatever the term is called, okay? There's a light at the end of the tunnel, all right? Things might seem bad. Oh, and heck, maybe sometimes things seem worse than what they actually are. Okay, and the thing is, you were just too afraid to at least attempt to face it. All right, you were too afraid to attempt to face it because you had such a like in your mind you pictured a 100-foot dragon that you have to face. Okay, when in actuality it was just a Komodo dragon, or just a normal, which Komodo dragons are actually so dangerous. I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't something that wasn't unbeatable. It was something that was beatable. All right, it was something that you can overcome, or more realistic to defeat. And that's the thing. We cannot be too afraid to do something about the situation or anything or any problem that we have to face. All right, let me get this. Bear with me, Slakia. First Corinthians chapter 10. Verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. All right. So, basically, all right. There, all the problems that we have to do, it's common. There will always have been someone that has gone through it. Or that is either going through the same thing you're going through now, or someone that has been through the same situation that you've gone through, if not worse. All right. So, number one, I want to establish that the problems that we go through It is coming. That's number one. Number two is that the Lord's never gonna make it to, oh, this is something that it's too much for you to take, it's too much for us to handle. Okay? And again, it goes back into you can't let fear dictate and let you decide, you know what, I don't want to do this because, I'm afraid of failure, I'm afraid of going through it. I'm afraid of this, that, and the third. All right? You have to be able to, you know what, just let me just take the steps and do it. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, regardless. You have to be able to take the steps. You know what, I know I'm afraid of this and the third, but, regardless of my fear, all right, I'm still gonna push on through and try to make things work. All right, try to make things work out, not just for me, but for throughout any situation, overcome any obstacle that's put in my way. Okay, the Lord's not, and the thing is that whatever we go through, we're able to beat it. We're able to get through it. Not necessarily, maybe not beat it, but get through it. All right, or power through it, or endure. All right. What does the scripture say? Matthew chapter, I believe 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, I think that's actual, quote for quote. All right. He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, and that is our aim. We're aiming to just, yes, things are hard, and we're going through a lot, okay? But we're just supposed to live through it, get through it, all right? We're not supposed to, fuck it. We're not supposed to modify our position, all right? We're supposed to do what we can to, overcome, endure and overcome, all right? Because at the end of it, as I said previously before, okay, all the bad stuff that's going on to us right now, as well as the bad stuff that's getting ready to happen, all right? All the bad stuff that's getting ready to happen, okay? It's a good news to us. Okay, let me get that. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay? So when we see, all this war, all this stuff, oh, there's gonna be a draft? Oh my God, this is the when we see this type of stuff happening, we're not supposed to be panicking or being afraid of what is to come. Okay? We're supposed to say, okay, you know what? YAHAWASHI, that this is happening because this is more and more signs that we're getting that much closer to the end. It is more and more confirmation, all right, that the word of YAHAWASHI is ringing true, not just to us, but all the people, all the scoffers, all the other people and whatnot, all the nations, all right. I was just reading. What was it? I believe it was in Zechariah, chapter 11, or maybe it was a brother's lesson. I have to find it. But even then, I think it was people talking about grabbing onto the skirt of the. Let me see if I can. I highly doubt it, but I'm gonna attempt to see if I can find it. They see. Well, they see the Lord is with you. Okay, call him YAHAWASHI, I found it. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all the languages of the nation, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Yahweh is with you. All right. So when when all is said and done, not all said and done. When all the issues, when all the problems start to pop off, Jacob's trouble start to pop off, then you're gonna have these people, okay, the scoffers and mockers, all right, that didn't believe until it was too late. Okay, they're saying, oh, we see that you were right. All the prophecies that you were saying, YAHAWASHI is real. This and the third. Please plead our case. Let us stick with you and whatnot. All right. And you're gonna get people like that. Okay. Especially these it's just anyone in general, honestly. Anyone that that was scoffing and mock, because it's very commonplace that what's it called? What's that one thing? I believe there was this story, not story necessarily, but parable. That's not in the scriptures. I'm pretty sure, but there was these people. There was this one man that he was an atheist, right? And when he was like stranded at sea, he was scared for his life and whatnot. And then he said, "God, if you save me, I'll be a devout Christian, this and the third." All right. And that's the thing. Like when people are in danger, when they fear for their lives, okay, that's when they call on the Lord YAHAWAH. Okay, you have especially not necessarily especially, but even atheists who claim that they don't believe in a higher power, all right? Which I think is funny, not just funny to me, all right? But yeah. I think that to me, speaking as a man, that's funny, all right? But yeah, the fact of the matter is, people are gonna, when it's too late, after they, right now, okay, the Lord is calling people to repent. They're saying, repent, stop your wicked ways, stop doing this and the third. The people want to live in sin. They want to live in doing the wickedness that they're doing, okay? And then, as we warn them, saying, don't do this or this, that, and the third, blah, 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 okay? Repent now or you're going to be destroyed by YAHAWASHI, all right? As we say that, okay, they don't heed it, but then when they're in actual trouble, then they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, okay? And that's the thing, like, honestly, and speaking as a man, like, I can't even really respect that type of mindset, okay? Like, you only feel more remorse when you're put in your place, okay? Not before, okay? Which honestly, I'm not. Again, like that's just a personal little grievance that I have. But ultimately, if the Lord does teach some people, if some of the elect are gonna learn that way, then so be it. All right. That's just how the Lord made things out to be. But that's just personally how I feel speaking as a man. I'm not gonna hold that against anyone, all right? If it does take, living in a life of sin and then being inches away from death to, change, all right? Because not everyone is gonna change that way. Because some people when they are inches from death, they're still gonna hold true and still hold on to their belief of, oh yeah, it's all on me, that's and the third and whatnot. All right, and they still won't repent. So I guess at the end of the day, yeah, while I might not like that, I could still acknowledge and in some way, shape, or form respect when someone at the very least is able to admit their wrongdoings, even when they're in the most worst of situation. Okay, So yeah, I can still see it. I can acknowledge and I can accept that, and I can also accept a brother or sister that needs that in their lives. Okay, even though I would prefer if they didn't need that to change, but that's just how the Lord works. All right, and I can't. Who am I to decide whether if that's okay or not? Right? Okay, another thing. Idol worshiping. Okay, so I think I believe, I don't remember I talked about this a lot, but basically how Babylonians think of showing gratitude. Okay, their idea of showing gratitude, it always involves like some sort of sexual immoral act. Okay, so the thing is, when they, not us, but when they have such high respect for either a fictional character or someone like or a non-fictional character like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, or whatever, okay, the only thing that they can think of is, oh my God, I'm going to suck your dick or whatever, something like that. And no, I'm not saying that. Pause, super pause on that. Just pause. I have to say pause. Anyway, that's like the first thing that they think, okay? And it is also an insult, and like an insult that actually holds true and translates into how people actually do think and how they do want to act towards the people or the fictional characters that they do idolize. All right. So I believe I did mention this before, but there were a bunch of people on Twitter that were saying that, okay, yeah, if Martin Luther King was alive today, if this person was alive today, I would do some sort of sexual act, pause, with them. Okay, and again, this is the mindset that Babylon has implanted into the minds of the people, or the masses of people, where they think that sexual acts is the best way to show your gratitude. Okay, when in actuality, what the Lord wants us to, and it's not even just the Lord, but what Malcolm X, Martin Luther King wanted for their people, to our understanding, was for our people to stop, killing one another, to live healthily, live a good lives. Okay, not in an immoral way. Okay, because they genuinely think that their morals are akin to theirs today. Okay, they didn't believe in alphabetism. They didn't believe in a woman sleeping with multiple men and stuff like that. Even YAHAWASHI. Okay, a lot of people today, they think that, oh, YAHAWASHI is all love, this, that, and the third. When no, he wasn't. All right, he did not come. Well, number one, he didn't come to save everyone. That's number one. Number two, he also didn't come to love everyone or partake or even approve of alphabet life. All right. He was against anything that the scriptures are against. That's what YAHAWASHI was against. Anything the scriptures was for, that's what YAHAWASHI was for. All right, and again, it goes back into Babylonians molding things to be what they want to be, where they will change the scriptures, change the Bible. They'll make a Queen James Version Bible and say that you can't do this. Alphabetism is only not okay in this scenario or this case and try to add on to the word to make that, okay, it was only bad in this instance, okay? Or they're going to be like the Nicolaitans, where they said, because of grace, we can do whatever we want. We're not under the law anymore, all right? Or we don't have to keep the law. We can go be as wicked as we want, and we're still going to be saved, all right? And that's how Babylonians are now. Babylonians are today. Okay, they want to do whatever they want. They want to pick and choose. Okay, we're not allowed to hurt each other, but we're allowed to partake in alphabetism. Or we're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed to sleep with kids, but we're allowed to sleep with the, to sleep with the animals. That's an example. I don't think that's okay now. Well, actually, I think, Slakia, the thing is that something like that is actually, it's gradually becoming okay. Okay, they're gradually getting to the point where it's gonna be okay. Which actually, let me get this. Because it was just, first, it was just homosexuality that was okay. First, it was just homosexuality that was okay, but now they're expanding on it. Okay, they're making more and more things okay. Let me read this. Deuteronomy chapter 23 from the top. He that is wounded in the stones or hath his privy member cut off, okay, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Okay, right there it says, right there, if as a man, if you have your privy member cut off, or you cut off your, okay, you're not allowed in the congregation of the Lord. You're not allowed to be, amongst the brotherhood of Yahawadah. You're not allowed in the brotherhood, all right? You need that. You're relinquishing your manhood, all right? You can't do that. You can't do that. How are you going to be a man of the Lord if you're not a man? All right? We also see what we're going to do. First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Okay? So it goes into and lists a bunch of different people that shall not, okay, inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. All right. Slakia. One of them is abusers of themselves with men. Okay, I think we don't need to go into detail, okay, but I think most people would know what that means. Okay, and it says effeminate. Okay, it doesn't say. There's a difference between a woman being feminine, all right, and a man being effeminate, okay? Effeminate, refers to, or when it says effeminate, it refers to a man that is supposed to be, a man that is being feminine, all right? And that is the whole, the hand gesture people, all right? That's the hand gesture people, okay, that are going against nature, all right, which also means that Romans chapter 1, verse 27, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemingly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. All right. Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Okay, because at the end of the day, it is not convenient. Okay, there's a reason for a man with a woman. All right, it's to bear children. Okay, it's lucky. All right, the Lord wants us to have children. All right, not just burning in lust. All right, that type of lust, as well as different kinds of lust of doing whatever you want to do. All right, we have to have the self-control. Number one, you shouldn't even have that in that desire in the first place. But regardless, outside of that, even with the desire of a woman, or desiring a man desiring a woman, okay, you need to have the self-control to be able to the self-control to be able to refrain from having your privy member dictate your actions, okay, or your desires or your lusts dictate your actions. All right, that is another thing. All right. Again, it's just being able to have the self-control to do that stuff, having the discipline. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, let me get this as well. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Okay? So the Lord said that he that is able to control himself, all right, ruleth his spirit, meaning control himself. Have the self-control, have the discipline to say, you know what, I know I want to do this, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm not going to do it right now, or I'm not going to do it at all, because that's not the best thing for me right now. It's not the best thing, or whatever, or in general, that's not something that I should be doing. Okay, self-control is a major thing that we need to work on. All right, you can't have your lust dictate and choose what you want to do, or what you will be doing. All right. And even then, the scriptures say, that someone that is able to control themselves, okay, is better than someone that can control a whole town, a whole city, a whole whatever. All right, because it's a lot easier when you have the power to just control other people, through fear or just trying to do X, this, and the third. But if you're able to control yourself, that's the thing. It starts with yourself. Are you able to control yourself? Are you able to make the executive decision for yourself? And you know what? Or second, are you able to govern yourself? There was a problem, a theoretical question. Okay, ask yourself this. Okay, when you go to the store, do you put the cart in the cart return thing, or do you just leave it wherever? All right. Actually, let me see if I can find it, because that was a good question. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's lucky. But think about that question while you're waiting. Bear with me, Slovakia. I want to try to see if we can find it. Okay, I don't think I will find it, so I'll just paraphrase what I remember. So, if you answered yes, you would return the cart. It's basically a matter of you are capable of self-governing, all right? Because the cart return thing, it's optional. Not quote unquote optional, all right? Whatever. Okay, so it's quote unquote optional in the sense that no one is forcing you. You're not forced to, no one's holding a gun to your head and saying, you better return this cart and whatnot. Okay? It is basically a matter of, do you have the decency, do you have the self-control to say, you know what, I know, I just walked in the store or whatever, got all this stuff, put all this shit in my car, okay? And now I'm leaving, and now I want to leave, okay? But how much more is it? How much more is it really to just push the cart into the cart return? All right? And that's the thing of that goes into self-control, ruling your spirit, as well as self-governing. Like, are you able to determine or decide and say, like, you know what, to be a responsible adult, I'm going to put this back where it belongs, or put it in a place so that no one is in danger, no one's property is in danger, and so on and so forth. Okay? And again, it's like no one's forcing you, but like, do you have the common decency to do it? Okay? Because if it's not even illegal, okay? It's just something that would be helpful, okay? Not only to the people, to the workers that have to take all those carts and take it back, okay? But it's also to other people that are shopping there as well. Like, you're putting other people's cars at risk by if the cart hits someone's car, then that's the thing, okay? And no one's gonna be liable to it, okay? And that translates into are you able to okay, you know what, I know I shouldn't be eating sweets, let me not eat sweets, okay? Or I know I shouldn't be eating sweets, but let me take this, let me do that, okay? Basically cheating yourself, or cheating, quote unquote cheating, even though again it's technically not wrong, it's technically not an obligation, but it's like, are you able to uphold said rules, okay? Even with rules that you establish on yourselves, okay? Which also leads into, rules for ourselves, okay? Or the whole religious thing, okay? With the whole religious thing, like, people know they need to follow and believe in. If they believe in their God, they have to follow after them to the best of their ability. But then people start to get lazy, okay? And then they start to diminish the amount of work that they have to do for their said gods, okay? So, for me, I can't even use. I'll just use myself for example. So let's say if I said, you know, I don't have to make a video a day, you know, let me just make 3, because that is what the brotherhood said, okay? And you know, that's what I heard. I heard, you know, I believe one of the elders, okay, had said you should be doing 3 videos a week, okay? So initially I was attempting to do that. I tried to, you know, stay on track. Let me do 3 videos a week, and I, for the longest time, would stay on doing it, okay? But the thing was, nobody was telling me, hey, are you doing 3 videos a week? Are you doing this at the third, like send or whatever? Stay on that. All right. No one was telling me to do that. Yet, I felt my own obligation to do so. Okay. Not because I was obligated to, but out of pure love for YAHAWASHI, out of my own desire to want to please and be a diligent servant to YAHAWASHI. All right. And then I took it a step further, where I'm attempting, keyword attempting, okay, because I fucked up in September. All right, I missed a day, and the fact of the matter is, I didn't even miss a day. I did a video, but then the video didn't upload until the next day. All right, which I'm mad about that. I'm mad about that because from August all the way till now, I've been uploading every day. All right, I would have made more than 100 days in a row if it wasn't for that one time. So I'm mad. I'm actually mad about that. Aside from that, I'm gonna try to, you know, hit the 100 days in a row. All right, and then 200 days, and maybe Yahawadah 1,000 days. Yahawadah, we don't get to the Babylon doesn't stay out that long to the point where I can reach 1,000 days. But the point of the matter is, you know, I was doing 3 days a week, okay? But now I took it a step further, and I'm trying to do every day a week, all right? And again, this is a matter of your own personal desire and love, okay? Your love for YAHAWASHI. Do you love YAHAWASHI to want to even, you know, do more to let me put in extra effort for Him? Yes, I'm doing the bare minimum, quote unquote bare minimum, but we also do more so that the Lord can recognize, you know what? I see you. You do love me. You do want to go the extra mile for me. All right. And my voice is actually starting. Anyway, but aside from that, you know, that having that self-control, that self-discipline, that being able to govern yourself. All right, govern yourself to doing what needs to be done. All right, we all need that. Okay, but as time has gone on, as I previously mentioned before, 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 17, the world has been getting weaker with age. Okay, we're at a point where this is the weakest that things that people have been, and it's only going to get weaker as time goes on. All right. The masses of people are only going to get weaker as time goes on, okay? Not having the intelligence to be able to make decisions on their own, not having the willingness to go and do the research, okay, to make a decision on your own, being physically weak compared to the previous generation, okay? Having less discipline, okay? Having less of a willingness to actually work on not just ourselves, but whatever in general, all right? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, the honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, DTA of Bad Babal, and Shalom.